A very good evening to all of you, my dear colleague, Shri Rajesh Agarwal ji, Vice Chancellor of IIFT Delhi, my colleague in the Department of Higher Education and Director of IIM Ahmedabad, Shri Bharat Bhaskar ji, Mr. Agnihotri, CEO of IMC.com, other distinguished invitees, teachers, office bearers of IIFT, ladies and gentlemen. As Rajesh said, it is also a very proud moment for me to be here in the institute, which helped me shape my career in the initial days. And it is the experience of learning in IIFT which I always remember. And whenever there is any problem, there is any issue to be tackled, I would go back to my discussions which used to happen in the classrooms and try to find a solution. So once again, I would like to, before I begin talking on today's valedictory session, I would like to give my heartfelt thanks to this institution, which has shaped at least two of us here to do whatever we are able to do now, and it will keep on guiding us in future also. I understand that the Indian Management Conclave, which has been founded by Mr. Amit Agnihotri, it has been working on relevant management issues. When I was trying to find out what IMC has been doing, one thing which came common, that every time it discussed the topics which were relevant at that point of time. So therefore, I would like to congratulate Mr. Amit Agnihotri and request him and expect that the trend continues. With artificial intelligence, it should not stop that we leave everything to artificial intelligence. I'm sure that this room, which has immense human intelligence, will keep this tradition, take this tradition forward. This year's theme of leveraging AI in business and B schools is extremely important for all of us, because as you must have talked about it, you must have seen it in the last 2 days, how it is there with all of us, around us, and it is now for us to deal with it, to make best of it. In fact, today morning only, we were having a discussion with former director of National Science Foundation of USA, who is an alumnus of IIT Madras. There this question came, that how is it going to affect? How is AI going to affect, especially the jobs? There were different suggestions, different thought processes, but at the end of it, what came out was that all of us know nothing. It's extremely difficult for us to predict how AI is going to affect the job scenario, especially when you talk in the context of India. So therefore, what is that we should be doing? Should we be ignoring it, leaving it altogether, or should we be handling this? One thing which came very clear is that whatever is the future scenario, but in today's scenario, it definitely helps us in learning, especially learning by the students who are finding it difficult to ask questions, finding it difficult to express their views. It could be for various reasons. It could be for the type of background that the person is coming from. It could be because of the language barrier that is existing inside the classroom. It could be because of the peer pressure, or it could be because of the lack of interest, that the way the professor is teaching inside the classroom, it is not able to generate enough interest in the type of student who is unwilling to ask the question. It could be anything that is possible. But with AI, now everybody is able to ask questions. Whether you are in the remotest corner of Manipur, or you are in a place like Delhi, in a place like IIFT, you have this freedom to ask questions, ask as many questions as possible, ask as foolish questions as you would want it to call, and you will get the answer. So what is that we should be doing now? In the era in which there are always going to be limitless opportunities, we got to make best use of it. And in Ministry of Education, we have decided that we are going to use artificial intelligence in teaching and learning process. And therefore, in this direction, if you would recall, when this year's budget announcement was done, there was an announcement of establishment of Center of Excellence in Artificial Intelligence for Education. I would invite all of you to give us the suggestion as to how do we shape that center. The center is in making. It is for all types of education, be it engineering education, be it pure sciences education, be it management education, legal education, all types of education, and across all grades, from schools to the higher education, and including research also. So how do we use artificial intelligence to ensure that a learner learns in a better way and a teacher teaches in a better way? Better way in the sense that which connects the student with the environment around him or her, which makes use of the technology and enables a student to think what is going to be useful for the society. The learning should not be limited to what is being taught in the classrooms, to what is written in the textbooks. And in that, artificial intelligence can help us to a great extent. One of the weak points that we have seen in education is the barrier of language and the availability of teaching learning material in languages. Most of the higher education today is available in English language only. Can artificial intelligence break that barrier? The initial answer is yes, but a lot needs to be done in this direction. And therefore, realizing this, the Government of India in this year's budget again announced this program called Bharati Bhasha Pustak Pariyojana, which is basically for ensuring that every child in the country gets a textbook or a book which is in his or her own language, so as to ensure that as far as the environment is concerned, he gets the appropriate environment. There are researchers who have shown that if you give a proper environment to any child, there is a high likelihood that he is going to contribute positively in the society development. The national policy on education also talks about multidisciplinary learning. It talks about use of technology, and it also talks about use of artificial intelligence. And where does it start? Will it be starting at higher education level, or it will be starting at the school education? The experts who have suggested to us so far, they have said that you should be starting as low as grade 3 level itself. It could be not the type of teaching which is happening at the higher education level, but when you talk of the grade 3 child, it could be something else. But then exposure to artificial intelligence has to happen at that level. And therefore, it is important for all of us to realize that we create systems which are suitable for grade 3 learners also. As far as IIFT is concerned, Rajesh told about its expansion into various places other than Delhi, and it has also gone to Dubai. In fact, internationalization of higher education is one of the major agenda of the higher education department. We have a number of institutions who have gone abroad. IIT Delhi has gone abroad. Recently, Ahmedabad has gone to UAE, and there are many more in the line. Similarly, we are also inviting foreign higher education institutions to come and establish campuses in India. And the disciplines in which they are coming also includes business education. So therefore, it is going to create a more competitive environment for the business colleges, the business institutions of the country, that they will also have foreign higher education institutions also as their competitors. So are we prepared for that? I'm very much sure that these business schools who are present here will keep that in mind. One of the major important things that we have been talking in education, and more so in the case of business education, is how well is the industry-academia connect. It is not only limited to your getting good jobs, it also involves that you become leaders so that you are on your own able to establish enterprise, especially when it comes to institutions like IIFT or IIMs or other such institutions. It is now your duty, I feel, to create job creators and not only job seekers. And this would require a change in the mindset. When we studied in our colleges, one of the major things used to be somehow you get the job. But now things have changed a lot. India is today at the 4th position as far as the world economy is concerned. Honorable Prime Minister, in his speech on 15th of August, said that now we have to become a developed nation by 2047. How we are going to become a Viksit nation, a Viksit Bharat by 2047? It is not going to come through us, people like us who are sitting in the offices. It is going to come from the young generation who is sitting here, who is going to step into the world of work now. You will have to think of creating more jobs. You will have to think of taking best advantage of the opportunity which is available there now. You would be seeing that the government of India has been emphasizing a lot on startup, and there is now an established ecosystem created of startups in the country. I exhort all of you to think of how can you create a startup which will contribute to Indian economy. Another thing which becomes extremely important in today's world, we see that it has become extremely unpredictable. You do not know what is going to happen. In fact, today only Professor Joshi was telling me that on pharmaceuticals now there is 100% duty, despite my friend Rajesh negotiating effectively. I'm sure it's going to improve further. But if we have to live in a world which is so unpredictable and which is not in our control, what should we be doing? To me, it appears that we should be able to take advantage of our abilities, and therefore it becomes extremely important to become Atmanirbhar. This is the call which has also been given by the Honorable Prime Minister, that now is the time to make India developed by becoming more self-reliant. Anything that we are using, anything we are doing, we have to see, is there an Indian alternative available? And if that is available, let us use that alternative. If it is not available, let us try to develop through the sharp minds who are present here today in the future to come. Government of India always stands with you, and we have great hopes in the young minds who are there that we will, with the help and efforts of all of you, we will be able to create a Viksit Bharat by 2047. Once again, I thank IIFT for calling me here, for giving me this opportunity. I would like to congratulate all the award winners who got the awards today, especially my friend Rajesh Agarwal, who is also stepping into a bigger role now as Commerce Secretary of the Government of India from 1st of the coming month. I wish him good luck, wish you all the best. Thank you very much.